Thank you for participating in PSEG Long Island's Ductless Mini Split online application tutorial. Before you get started with the online form, we suggest that you first gather all the required information and documents. This includes your PSEG Long Island account number, the heating fuel type and equipment that was supplemented or replaced by your ductless unit, the installation invoice, and the AHRI certificate. In the following slides, we will review each of these items and the required components. The first thing you will need to obtain is your PSEG account number. You can locate the account number on the first page of your bill in the upper right-hand corner. Do make sure that you've noted the account number and not the customer ID, which is located to the left of the account number. Next, you'll need to determine what fuel source and heating equipment was supplemented or replaced by your new mini split. Were you previously heating your house with oil, natural gas, electric, or was this a new construction project? In addition, you'll need to determine what kind of heating equipment you had prior to your mini split. For example, if you had oil or natural gas, did you have a boiler or a furnace? If your fuel source was electric, did you have electric resistance baseboards or a prior air source heat pump? Please note your answer and keep it handy for later. The next document you'll need is your invoice for the installed equipment. If you have a paper copy, you'll need to scan or take a picture of it and save the digital copy to your computer, as you'll need to have this available to upload later. Before you do that, please review your invoice to ensure it has all of the required information. Please note that missing requirements from the invoice will delay rebate processing, so please make sure your invoice shows the following: invoice date and number, place of purchase, quantity, customer name and installation address, equipment manufacturer, condenser and air handler model and serial numbers, and proof of payment reflecting total installed cost. The model number can usually be found on the invoice, but sometimes serial numbers are not. Please note that if we cannot confirm the serial numbers, PSEG may require an inspection or additional validation points, such as pictures of the nameplate located on the unit. The next and final step in your prep work is to locate and save your AHRI certificate. The AHRI certificate shows the specifications of your installed equipment so we can verify that it qualifies for the program. If your contractor provided you with this document, great. Just be sure that the model numbers match exactly what's on the invoice and you can skip this step. If not, the first thing you'll need to do is have the model numbers of the condenser unit and air handler ready. For this example, we will be using the information from the invoice on the previous slide. Once you have that information at your disposal, go to www.ahridirectory.org, or you can use a search engine to locate the site. Once you have the site open, you'll want to search by model number, so click on the circle next to model number below the search bar. Next, enter the condenser model number and hit search. There's a good chance this may return more than one result. If that's the case, the next step is to check each listing to see which one has the matching air handler or indoor model number. Click Select to open one of the entries. Now you want to look at the column for indoor model number and see if it matches what you have on your invoice. In this case, the second to last letter is a B instead of an A, so this won't work. The model numbers must be an exact match. To go back to your search results, be sure to hit the search button at the top and not the back button on your browser, as this will restart the page and reset your search. Now let's open and check the other listing. The indoor model number in this case matches, so we've now found our AHRI number. To access this certificate, click on the AHRI reference number in the first column, then download and save this document to your files. You now have everything you need to fill out your online application. Now that you've prepped all the information you need, you can now complete your online application by using this link. Once the page opens, you can start the application by selecting Air Source Heat Pump and clicking on Begin Online Application. You'll now see the customer information section of the form, starting with the field for your 10-digit account number. Go ahead and enter your account number, and then continue filling out the rest of the form with your information. Remember, fields with a red asterisk are required fields and must be completed or you will not be able to move on to the next screen. In addition, the name and address entered on this form should match the name and address associated with the account number. Discrepancies may result in processing delays. If your mailing address is the same as your account address, please check the box indicated in the upper right-hand corner of the mailing address section. If not, continue to fill out the section with the appropriate information. Lastly, please select whether you'd like to receive your rebate via check or bill credit and enter the purchase year of the equipment. Once you've completed this section, click on Save and Continue. You will then be prompted to read the rebate requirements, so click on the button to do so. The rebate requirements will then open in another window for you to review. Once you are done reading through them, navigate back to the online application and click on the box that says I agree. This will move you to the next section, which is the equipment input section of the application. In the equipment input section, you'll select from the drop-down menu under Energy Star Appliances and Products. Here, you'll see 4 Ductless Mini Split options and 2 thermostat options to choose from. Please select the Ductless Mini Split option with the fuel type being supplemented or replaced by your new unit. Sound familiar? You should have this information noted from your earlier prep work. Once you've made your selection from the drop-down menu, a new window will open to collect your product details. In the product details section, you'll first have to select your installation contractor. You can start by typing your installer's company name into the search bar. If the search bar produces the right name, you can go ahead and select it. If you install the system yourself or your installer is not listed, you can check the appropriate box. Next, you'll use the drop-down menus to select the heating equipment and heating fuel type supplemented or replaced by your mini split, as noted earlier. In the final part of this section, you'll enter the new equipment data using the information from your invoice and AHRI certificate, so please have them ready to refer to. We'll be referring to our examples of the invoice and AHRI certificate as we complete this last section to help you find the information for each field. Starting with the manufacturer, you should be able to find all of the information needed in this first column on your invoice. Let's take some time now to fill in each field in the column up to the quantity field. Great! Now on to the next column. All of the information needed for the second column will be found on your AHRI certificate. Let's go down the column and complete each field now. Perfect. Once you've completed all of the fields in this section, you can click on the Add Product button. If you have an additional unit, you can go back to Select Your Products to enter the product details for the second unit. Please note that there is a limit of 2 ductless units per account for this program. If you only had the 1 unit, you can click on the Save and Continue button now. In this step of the online application, you will be uploading all of your required documents. Earlier in your prep, you should have saved both your installation invoice and your AHRI certificate to your computer. You can now upload these documents by clicking on the Upload Invoice button and accessing the folder where you've saved your documents. Select the document you'd like to upload and click Open. To upload an additional document, Click on the Upload Invoice button again and repeat this process until you have uploaded all of the required documents. Once this is completed, click Save and Continue. The next and final step before submitting your online application is to review all of the information you have entered to ensure accuracy. If you do find any errors in your review, simply click on the Go Back button to navigate back to the page you need to edit. If you can confirm all the information shown is accurate and complete, enter your initials in the Customer Initials field and click on Complete Application to submit. On the next screen, you will receive your application ID. Please keep your application ID as you'll need to reference this number in case you have any questions or would like to follow up on your application at a later date. For any questions on your application, you may call the Energy Efficiency Info line at the number shown here. Please remember to allow 6 to 8 weeks for rebate processing.